Holy smokes, Democrats and the left are absolutely imploding after Donald Trump's win. Take a look at some of these things. Don Lemon quitting X, probably because he got absolutely schooled by this guy on Donald Trump. We're gonna look at it. The Guardian quits X. The New York Times, which leans left, is freaking out on behalf of viewers fleeing MSNBC and flocking to Fox News in the wake of the election. What? Wait, what? MSNBC viewers are flocking to Fox? And then on top of that, you've even got a video where, this has been circulating for a bit now, but David Pakman, I think he's an okay guy, okay? He's been on the channel before. I don't have anything bad to say about him, but there are clips of him circulating where he's complaining about rapid cancellations on his channel. Just listen to the panic here for a moment, and then we'll get to some of these other ones.
And we will get crushed if this is the way we respond to a defeat. The right wants us not to exist. The right wants to decimate independent progressive media.
And that right there, of course, for
whoopsies. Got that clip from Liberal Hive Mind. I don't really love that channel, Liberal Hive Mind. I don't love it because some of the conclusions I think go a little too far. But hey, you know what? That's thank you for that. So I wanted to make sure to shout out that particular channel where I found that clip. So thank you for that. But anyway, what I want you to first know is what's going on with Don Lemon. Well, Don Lemon gets absolutely destroyed. So shout out to Carly Bone here for sharing this. Take a look at this. This is crazy. I'm going to add some extra context and detail to this whole thing as well. But this is intense here. Ready for this?
Women I've been talking to are really, really concerned, and they're emotional. And I think a lot of them have a right to be.
Politicians aren't perfect. They're imperfect like everybody else. Trump's rhetoric isn't for everybody. His style isn't for everybody. We got a lot of good things done under Trump.
Okay, then what they did, meaning a woman's right to choose, is removed under Trump.
That's not the only issue in this world, okay?
This, by the way, I am embarrassed for Don Lemon that they would even choose to post this, because Don Lemon just gets completely creamed here and doesn't seem to be prepared at all with any response. I mean, first of all, this whole women right to choose removed under Trump. No, what happened was Donald Trump appointed Supreme Court justices, which a Republican is going to appoint Republican Supreme Court justices, and they decided to look at, is Roe v. Wade actually a constitutionally protected privilege, or if a privilege is not enshrined in the Constitution, should it be sent back to the state? And they ruled that yes, indeed, it should be sent back to the state because rights not assigned and enshrined in the Constitution to the federal government belong to the states. It's pretty straightforward, but apparently Don Lemon isn't catching that here. But listen to this person's educated response. This person's coming with data. Don Lemon's got nothing.
A percentage of the female vote went up 2%. So are those women crazy? I mean, it's not 50%, but it's high 40s, and he got that. So
yes, this person is correct. In fact, to give you some additional data, women voted for Biden by a 15 percentage point spread. So in other words, 15% more, of the total point count went to Biden in 2020 than Trump. When you look at the 2024 election, Kamala Harris only won women vote. The total women vote by an 8 percentage point spread. So yes, still in the 40s, but that spread got crushed by 7 points. It's like the difference between, 41% and 48%. What happened there? You had a huge swing to the right by women, but it wasn't just any kind of woman. It was every single kind of woman, but specifically the white suburban voter that is a woman usually votes for a Democrat. But this time, the white suburban woman voted for suburbs, right? The moms with the strollers, jogging, whatever, however you want to call it. This time, the white suburban voter voted for Donald Trump, and Harris lost them by a 7-point spread. Women without a college degree went to Trump for a huge margin, and the margin for women with a college degree, while still in favor of Harris, shrunk. both of these groups usually vote for the left side. So clearly abortion was not enough here to actually galvanize women to vote for Harris. Let's keep listening.
So ask those women, like they voted for Trump. So clearly it wasn't just abortion was the issue. Now, I agree. Even in very Republican states, pro-choice amendments have done very, very well. Okay, so it is a concern. I think most people are pro-choice. Okay, but at the end of the day, like there's a lot of people. There's other things. They're concerned about the broken border. They're concerned about crime. They're concerned about inflation. They're concerned about a lot of other things. So women are not one-dimensional. Men are not one-dimensional. And so if you're upset about abortion, great. If that's your prime issue, then go live in a state that's pro-choice. If it's not your one issue, like a lot of people vote for Trump, you got other things to care about, and he'll fix those things. Not totally, but he'll do his best.
I think it's easy for you to say as a man.
Well, dude, it's easy for me to say about a lot of things. Sure, I'm not a woman. That's why I don't.
That's Don Lemon's response, by the way. Oh, that's easy for you to say as a man. Bro, where's the data? The guy's got a point. People are not a single issue voter. Now, yes, are there going to be women who are stuck in a state that doesn't give them the rights that they particularly need? Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think any woman should have to carry a baby that is going to die anyway, okay? I'm just saying that's my opinion. You might have a different opinion on that. If the child's going to die and you have multiple doctors sign up, the child's not going to make it. It's very rare and it's terrible, but it happens. And I'm a person who has 7 children. Trust me, I'm a big fan of having children, and I want more.
I don't opine on abortion.
Yeah, good for this guy. I like this guy. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't either, but it's okay. I'm always just going to be transparent with you, and I know we're going to have our differences. But now, listen to Don Lemon.
Connecting with all of you on Twitter and then on X for all of these years. But it's time for me to leave the platform. I once believed that it was a place for honest debate and discussion, transparency and free speech, but I now feel it does not serve that purpose. In addition, starting this Friday, November 15th, X is implementing new terms of service, which among other things states that, quote, all disputes be brought exclusively in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Texas or state courts located in Tarrant County, Texas, end quote. The full terms of service can be found on my written statement or on the X website. Now, as the Washington Post recently reported on X's decision to change the terms, this, quote, ensures that such lawsuits will be heard in courthouses that are a hub for conservatives, which experts say could make it easier for X to shield itself from litigation and punish critics.
Bro, first of all, everybody wants to shield themselves from litigation, okay? Everybody who's doing a service wants to shield themselves from litigation. Everybody's trying to CYA because nobody wants to go to court. But if you think Elon's going to start running around and suing people for free speech, I haven't seen it yet. Now, I've seen Elon sue for people who are violating people's right to free speech, like when advertisers boycott it to not advertise on Twitter as they're going bankrupt because they're in the transition, through Elon Musk. He obviously fired a lot of staff and otherwise. That's different, though. That's him fighting for free speech, not against free speech to silence or punish critics like Don Lemon is saying here. But anyway, Don Lemon is referencing to these new terms of services that go into effect on the 15th. And basically all they're doing is they're changing jurisdiction or venue on November 15th to Texas. The state laws of Texas will take over. Well, that's because that's where Elon lives now, and that's where he's running his companies out of. He's getting out of California. You go on YouTube, governing law is California. You go on Facebook, you have the same thing. I'm pretty sure court, yep, here it is. Northern District of California or the state court located in San Mateo County. So this is just jurisdiction that you agree to when you use these services, hence terms of service. And if you're so worried about getting sued and then having to go to court in Texas, then you must be somehow actually producing content that's offending Elon Musk. But no, you're not. You're making content that's offending yourself. Now, I understand that this is pretty harsh, but honestly, all you're doing by quitting, literally all you're doing, oh, mind you, I saw a community note here that says, YouTube and Facebook have exactly the same clauses. No, they don't. YouTube and Facebook are California. This one's Texas. That's the difference. He's saying Texas is too conservative for him. Fine. But if that's what's going to scare you, what you have to realize is all you're doing, Don Lemon, is you are canceling yourself. That's all The Guardian is doing as well. The Guardian is quitting X. why The Guardian is no longer posting on X, okay? Why? Got it on the iPad right here for you. I got it prepped. X users can still share our articles, but we will stop posting our content. Yeah, this is really tone deaf, by the way. Yeah, we're not going to go to where you are, but if you want to still come to us, that's fine. All right, The Guardian editorial accounts on social media, blah, 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 will no longer post on X. We think the benefits of being on X are now outweighed by the negatives because of far-right conspiracy theories and racism that get promoted or found on the platform. Mind you, I think this is really an interesting self-incriminating phrase right here. Content that is promoted or found. Okay, well, wait a second. If you're looking for racist things, there's a chance you might find racist things. Guess what? If you go to an 8th grade cafeteria, you're probably going to hear some swear words. So if you go down a dark alley wearing a Rolex, don't be surprised if you get mugged. So if you go looking for crap, guess what? You're going to find it. It's out there. And the reality is, it is our right to say whatever we want. It is your choice to listen or find it. It really seems like the Guardian is shooting themselves in the foot here, saying, oh yeah, I'm finding this kind of content. Well, wait a second. We saw the real-life effects of this kind of misinformation over the identity and ethnicity and faith of the killer of 3 young girls in Southport, incited explicitly racist unrest across the UK this August, such as hasn't been seen since the 70s. X was a central hub for creating the climate of the riots, but also the organization and distribution of content that led to riots. So they're basically trying to tie bad things that people do to where people say it. You know, this would kind of be like if people say bad things, what's like a speaker's corner where they set up the box in the United Kingdom, then that corner must be really bad. That town square must be a very bad place because somebody's allowed to say it there. Because, again, they say here that the platform has been flooded by individuals who were previously deplatformed. Why should anybody be deplatformed? And the other thing that they're talking about is they say that X doesn't invest enough in moderation and regulation. So they want to limit free speech. Well, here they say, oh, well, Musk is committed to free speech. And that's why he was fighting in Brazil, but he ended up having to relent to certain things in Brazil. Okay, so he's tried his best. It's just exhausting. But folks, it's not just Don Lemon. It's not just The Guardian. These are just some of the problems that we're seeing now. It's also, let's take a look at this. Viewers fleeing MSNBC. I want to look at this. Look at this. Fox News' total day audience has jumped 38% since the election. Rachel Maddow opened her MSNBC show on Monday night with a sobering 26-minute monologue. Between deep sighs and the occasional shake of the head, Maddow went through the people President-elect Donald Trump had named to his new administration. She was not a fan. It's better to be clear-eyed about these things and see them coming, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the show drew 1.3 million viewers on Monday, about 1 million shy of her October average. Now, in fairness, that was pre-election, so of course you're going to see a decline. In crucial ratings, viewers under the age of 54, it was the least watched edition of the show, though. That performance mirrors much of what's been happening at MSNBC in the weeks since Trump's win. MSNBC averaged 550,000 viewers since Election Day, a 39% decline compared to the average in October. However, and this is where, in fairness, there can actually be a boost post-election, Fox News' primetime audience has grown 21% since last Wednesday, with an average of 3.3 million viewers, according to Nielsen. Its total day audience has jumped 38%. So Fox is absolutely killing it. There's even talk now, by the way, that CNN is apparently conducting layoffs now. This is crazy. So take a look at this. CNN to axe hundreds of employees in a new round of layoffs. MSNBC suffers new lows. We already saw that. They have a little video on this, but they're running an ad first, so we don't have to go through it. We just stick with this for now. I've already gone through it for you. The Economic Times, this is an Indian publication, and they're coming up in a lot of SEO. They're polling pretty well. They've got okay stuff. They pull a lot from AP and Reuters, as they all do. But anyway, CNN is reportedly facing significant layoffs as part of a restructuring effort, which is aimed at reviving its struggling reputation following disappointing U.S. presidential election ratings, according to Daily Mail. According to Puck, CNN executives are planning to cut hundreds of jobs, which will specifically affect the production staff, while on the other hand, on-air talent might also see some changes. The new CEO who's taken over in August is actually leading the change. CNN noted various high-profile anchors like Anderson Cooper and Aaron Burnett have uncertain futures, while reports revealed that some senior stars have also been denied raises. Wow, 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 wow. This is crazy. So then, of course, we can wrap it up with a little bit more of what we hear from Mr. Pacman. Listen to this, and you can kind of see some of the drama that's unfolding here.
5,000 YouTube subscribers compared to where we were last night. Now,
Lost.
The first thing I thought was, is this a glitch? We've been on YouTube for 15 years or something like that, and subscribers always just go up. They just never go down. They go up. Is something wrong with my channel? Is someone attacking my channel? What's going on? So I started texting. And I texted Brian Tyler Cohen. And I texted Tyler Cohen and Brian Cohen and Brian Tyler. All of them. I texted all of them. I texted Jesse Dollemore. I texted Luke Beasley and Farron Cousins and Sam Cedar. And every single one of our channels since last night is hemorrhaging subscribers. What is it that is going on? Here is a graphic. As you can see, subscribers just go up, 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 and they are down. It is not just...
We don't actually get the graphic.
We are seeing record cancellations of paid memberships. Record cancellations. These are the people that keep the show running. Now, for a moment, I thought, if it's just YouTube, maybe YouTube is purging people who are inactive subscribers. And once a year, usually YouTube does this, and you see a little decline, and then numbers go back up. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. And if that were the case, we wouldn't be seeing paid membership cancellations on the website. So now I understand.
Ouchie, ouchie. Okay, I mean, this just gives you an idea of really what's going on here. So now Pacman does give a reason for this. And he basically says that he thinks Democrats have just given up. That maybe that's why you're seeing this. That Dems are kind of going, okay, all right, let's just get through this. Let's ignore it. Let's pretend it's not happening. Let's try to live our lives. It makes sense that if your candidate loses, you're kind of going to turtle and shut down a little bit. So it does make sense. I don't really blame that either. I think it's very frustrating to lose. But I don't know. I mean, much like David Pacman says, I don't know that censoring yourself is the solution. Pacman's still posting. CNN firing folks. I mean, I get it if you got to rejigger some stuff and restructure, but Guardian, I'm just not going to post anymore on X, or Don Lemon, not going to post anymore. Maybe if you all just sort of double down and go, all right, this is our new reality. We're going to adapt to it. Then you pick yourself up by your bootstraps and you keep going. People say there's sort of this paradox of things can be bad and then you kind of just accept it and live with bad. And then it really takes things getting really bad for you to finally make a real change where you're like, I cannot take this anymore. And then that's when you actually pick yourself up by the bootstraps and turn it around. Maybe that's what CNN's doing, but Don and Guardian, I feel like you're just all shooting yourselves in the foot. And this obviously comes after the cancellations that we saw over at the Washington Post as well. If you haven't seen that yet, the Washington Post had a lot of cancellations, around 200,000, I believe it was, when Jeff Bezos asked essentially the editorial board not to endorse Kamala Harris to try to keep the platform neutral. But the Post is generally a platform that's going to lean pretty left. And so frankly, when the Post leans left, and you're in a position where you say don't endorse Harris, a lot of Harris supporters get pissed and they leave. Now, I'm a Post subscriber. I subscribe, well, but then again, I subscribe to like everything. I subscribe to stuff on the right. I subscribe to stuff on the left because I want to read and study all of it. I'm a big fan of not sticking myself into an echo chamber, so I want to hear it all. In fact, if you look at a video that I posted about Donald Trump and the homeless plan, that was, I wrote in the title, stolen from another potential candidate. What I encourage you to do is look at it. It's titled, Donald Trump Stole His New Plan, just out, and I'm very happy about it, as the title of it. What's interesting is a Democrat actually sent that to me. And they're like, hey, I heard Donald Trump pitch this, and I actually think it's a great idea. How interesting. You can have people with the reason to look at and consider both sides. I respect that. You should too. So make sure to go to meetkevin.com/alpha. Sign up for your free alpha report every day by 6:15 a.m. It's coming from me, and it's nice, short, and sweet, and gives you stuff to pay attention to. We'll see you all there. Thanks so much for being here. Goodbye and good luck.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.